Morning student, welcome back in this class. I hope you are healthy and safe at your home. This is the class 9 subject social science, and today we are going to discuss chapter number 4. Topic name is climate, and this is the lecture second of geography book. And student, in previous lecture we have discussed about the terms of climates and weather. Student, weather means short term variation in atmosphere, and it may change as a very short intervals of time, but the climate means long term variation in atmosphere, and it's referred to a large area. So student, let's start, and in this lecture we will discuss about different factors they affect the climate. And in the chapter we will learn about the different season, different factor they affect the climate and weather. Okay, so student, let's start. Firstly, today we will cover some topic. Firstly, we will discuss about factor affecting India's climate, such as latitude, altitude, and the pressure and winds. And after that, we will discuss about jet streams. And after that, we will discuss the Indian monsoon. And at last, we will solve some question. That question I have assigned in previous lecture. And last I will give some question. So student, let's start, and we will discuss first point, factor affecting India's climate. Firstly, we will discuss about the different zone. And student, the equator divides the country to two equal parts. Above part of the equator it is called Tropic of Cancer, and the below part of the equator it is called Tropic of Capricorn. Student, Tropic of Capricorn will lie on the degree of 23 degree 30 degree north. Okay, and above the part of Tropic of Cancer it is called subtropical parts, and above the subtropical part it is called temperate zone, and on the part of the north pole it is called polar zone and frigid zone also. Same condition in the southern part of the country, it is called southern hemisphere, and it is lie Tropic of Capricorn. And when we far away from the equator, the temperature is decrease. So with the help of the equator, Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn, we can find out the location, and we can also find the situation of the any place. So student, firstly we will discuss about factors affecting India's climate. And latitude. Latitude means some imaginary lines provided by the, we can find out the location of any place with the help of latitude and longitude. And the student, latitude are the parallel lines of the equators. They passes from to east to west. And the Tropic of Cancer, degree 23 degree 30 degree north, divides the country to two into the tropical zone and the subtropical zone. Means north of the country it is called subtropical zone, and above the part of the tropical zone it is called subtropical zone. So, and the latitude, it's lie from the run of Kutch in the west and Mizoram in the east. They cover the area run to Kutch to Mizoram, east to west. And all the remaining area north of tropic and lies in subtropics, means the all area lies in subtropical and the tropical. So we can say that India's climate as the tropical as well as subtropical climate because of the latitude situation. Latitude, and the India's latitude is 8 degree 4 minutes to 37 degree 6 minutes. So we can say that India's climate tropical and subtropical also. And second, altitude means the height from the sea level. And mostly in our country, mountain situation in the northern part of the country, and the height of the mountain, it is average elevation of about 6,000 meter. And whereas the coastal areas, the island maximum height it is 30 meters. So it depends on the height from the sea level. So the Indian, and many cold winds from the they cover from the they come from the Arctic Ocean, but due to the Himalayas situated in the north, in the northern part of the country, and so the Indian subcontinent experience milder winter as compared of the Central Asia. So in the Indian country, the northern part of the country, they receive less cold winds because of the Himalaya, which prevent the cold winds from the entering the subcontinent. So we can say that latitude and altitude, they also affect the climatic situation. Next, pressure and winds. Student, pressure and winds means the pressure and surface winds. It includes second upper air circulation, and after that it includes western cyclonic disturbance and tropical cyclones. And firstly, we discover our pressure and winds. Student, India situated in the Asia continents. Okay, and the India lies on the tropical and subtropical zone. And the student, many winds, many cold wind, they come from the Arctic Ocean, but the high mountain, they prevent us cold winds and the hot winds also. And here is Africa, and here is Europe. So student, we can find out the different climatic condition and the pressure and the winds. Firstly, we will discuss about pressure and the surface winds. India's lies in the region of the northeastern surface winds. In India situated in the Asia continent, and the location is northern part of the Asia, and it's below in the eastern part. Okay, and these winds originate and blow over land during the winter from the subtropical high pressure belt of the northern hemisphere. This wind originate from the land, and on the land during the summer season, the land, they create low pressure, and on the sea they create high pressure. And student, high pressure, then they go into low pressure, then high pressure can go low pressure. And these winds blow southwards, means these northeasterly winds, they come from our India, and they blow from southwards and get deflected to the right to the Coriolis force. Coriolis force means when the earth rotates from the sun, and when the some force was originate, and it is called Coriolis force, and they move towards the equatorial low pressure area. When some winds come from the northeasterly parts, and they create low Coriolis force, and they create low pressure region, because on the land they create low pressure region, and this bring no rain or very little rain. So the Coriolis force, with the help of the Coriolis force, and due to the low pressure, they bring no rain or very little rain. And the Coriolis force is apparent force caused by the earth rotation, due to the earth rotation of the sun, and they originate the force, and it is called Coriolis force. And the Coriolis force is responsible for deflecting winds toward the right in the northern hemisphere, and it reflected the winds in the northern hemisphere, and it is called Farello, because it is originated by the Farel. And the northeasterly surface means those winds come from the northeastern part of the country. Surface winds carry very little moisture, because it originate from the land part of the northeastern, and they originate and they blow over land, and they blow over land, and they create low pressure. And during winter, we will discuss about during winter, there is a high pressure over north of the Himalaya. Student, during winter, the seasonal inversal during the summer and the winter, and there is a high pressure over north to the Himalaya, and this causes cold dry winds. On the Himalaya, they created high pressure due to the land, and they created high pressure because in the In the cold, they create high pressure on the area of the cold winter. They create high pressure, and in summer they create low pressure. And this cause cold dry winds blow from this area towards low pressure over the ocean of the south. When the winds come from the Himalaya and they carry cold dry winds, okay, and they come from the low pressure area over the ocean of the south. And sixth, in summer, due to high temperature, a low pressure area develop of interior Asia and over northwestern India, and air moves from the high pressure area over the southern Indian Ocean in a southeasterly direction. Student, firstly, you know the high pressure created on the ocean part and the low pressure area develop in land area. And in the summer, the land is very hot, and due to the hotness of the land, they created, and the molecules, they blow in the air and they create empty space in the land. So the high pressure area, they come from the low pressure area. An area moves from the high pressure or area over the southern Indian Ocean in a southeastern direction, and they blow from the southeasterly direction. And southeastern means they blow in the southeastern part of the country. So it is called pressure and winds. Second, upper air circulation and western cyclonic disturbance. You know the upper air circulation of the Indian subcontinent is dominated by a westerly flow. Westerly flow means those winds flow from west to east. They flow from west to east. And the upper air circulation is the Indian component is dominated by the westerly flow because they flow from west to east. And second, jet stream. Jet stream, some winds are jet stream, and the streams are a narrow belt of high altitude. They blow on the high altitude above the sea level from to 12,000 meter. And these winds are westerly winds in the troposphere. You know there are five sphere: troposphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere. So and the speed and the jet stream, they are the narrow belt of above the height of 12,000 meter, and their speed in summer it is 110 kilometer per hour, and in winter it is speed is 184 kilometer per hour in winter. And these winds are very high altitude, and they create a narrow belt. And jet stream are located over 27 degree 30 north latitude. You know above the Tropic of Cancer, above the height of 23 degree 27, it is the jet streams are located, and they are very fast blowing winds, and these streams are known as tropical westerly jet stream, and this is called because they flow in subtropical westerly jet stream because they flow into west to east. And they blow south of the Himalaya. They blow south of the Himalaya throughout there except in the summer. They blow in the south of the Himalaya, yani below part of the Himalaya. Next, western cyclonic disturbance and the tropical cyclone. And you know the western cyclone means they flow from west to east, and the western cyclone disturbance are weather phenomena of the winter month. Western cyclone, they disturb the winter months weather system, and these are brought in by the westerly flow from the Mediterranean region. Mediterranean means Bhumidya Sagar, means Bhumidya region, Mediterranean region, and they originate from the Mediterranean region, and they flow from west to east, and they usually influence the weather of the north and northwestern region in India, because due to the Mediterranean region, because many winds, many cyclone, they come from the Mediterranean region, and they mostly influence the weather of north and northwestern region of India. Northwestern means the part of the Rajasthan, Gujarat also. And you know tropical cyclones occur during the monsoon as well as in October, November. They occur on the month of October and November. In summer, the subtropical westerly jet stream moves north to the Himalaya due to the operating shift of the sun. You know in summer, due to the movement of the sun, and they moves north to the Himalaya as easterly jet stream. As easterly jet stream, they flow from east to west, and it is called subtropical easterly jet stream, and they blow over peninsula over 14-degree north during the summer month. They blow in the peninsula part of the India, and they blow above the 0-degree to 14-degree north it in summer month. So it is called easterly jet stream. Student, westerly stream, they blow from west to it, and easterly is jet stream, they flow from east to west. And on the land they created low pressure because the air is everywhere. But due to the in summer condition, the low pressure created in land area and the high pressure created in ocean area. And the high pressure, they can change in the low pressure. High pressure come into the low pressure. And after that we will discuss about the Indian monsoon. The Indian monsoon, the Arabs who had come to India as trader, in the ancient time, Arabs, they had come to India as for the purpose of trader, and they named, and due to the seasonal reversal of the wind system, it is called monsoon. And the monsoon word come from the Mosim word. Mosim means Arabic words. And the monsoon winds strongly influence the climate of India, and the monsoon, they affect the climate of India. And the monsoon experience in the tropical area, roughly between the mostly monsoon experience on the tropical, such as 20-degree equator to 20-degree north and the 20-degree south, it is called Indian monsoon. And we can say that Indian monsoon is a Indian climate is a monsoon type climate, and it is mostly influenced in the 20-degree north and 20-degree south. And the mechanism of monsoon, some factor they affect the monsoon, and it is called mechanism of monsoon. Student, firstly, in our country, the different heating and cooling of land system and water creates low pressure on the land mass of India. On the other hand, the sea around this land experience completely high pressure. If we take the example of land and ocean, on the land air is available in every place, and on the land, due to the very very hot on the land, and the air molecules flow over the land, and they create empty space on the land. And on the land they created low pressure, but on the ocean and the sea they create high pressure, and high pressure they enter in the low pressure area. So there in our India, there are different method of heating and cooling of land and water in different season. So on the other hand, sea created high pressure and the land created low pressure, and the high pressure they can go into low pressure, they convert into low pressure. And after that we will discuss about second point, the intertropical ITCZ means the intertropical convergence zone. And on the equator we get a high sun rays, but due to the rotation of the earth, the sun ray above the degree of 5-degree on the north part, and they over the 5-degree on the south. In summer season, shift its position, and due to the ITCZ, the sun rays shift its position, the Ganga place, and ITCZ is normally positioned about 5-degree north of the equator, above the equator, and then the below the equator on the 5-degree. And ITCZ is the equatorial trough, but it also known as the monsoon trough during the monsoon season. and they created low pressure on the Ganga plain, and with the help of ITCZ we can find the monsoon of our country. And third, the high pressure area in the east of Madagascar. Madagascar, Madagascar is the biggest island, is the highest islands of the Africa, and is situated in the Indian Ocean. And many winds come from the Indian Ocean, they enter into India, and due to Madagascar, the ocean created high pressure at 20 degrees south, because the Africa and the at 20 degrees south over the Indian Ocean affect the Indian Ocean, because the some winds come from the Madagascar, and Madagascar is the longest islands of the Madagascar, situated on the 20-degree south over the Indian Ocean, and they affect the Indian monsoon, because many winds come from the African Ocean, and they affect the Indian monsoon, and due to the instantaneous position of the high pressure, because the on the ocean they created high pressure, and the high pressure they can go into low pressure, so they affect the monsoon climate. And Tibetan plateau, China Tibet situated in the Asian continent, and Tibetan plateau gets intensely heated during summer, and due to the summer season it get intense heat, and the result in strong vertical air currents, and due to the more summer, and due to the summer on the land, they create low pressure, and the formation of low pressure over the plateau at about 909 kilometer above the sea level, and they created low pressure over the plateau about the height of 900 kilometer sea level, and then the high pressure of the Tibetan, they enter into India, and they affect the climate of India. Next, the movement of the westerly jet stream, and firstly we will discuss about the westerly jet stream. They enter in our India, and they go from west to east. Westerly jet stream to the north to the Himalaya, and presence of the tropical easterly jet stream over the Indian peninsula during summer. Due to the westerly jet stream, they move to the north of the Himalaya, and the tropical eastern they move from east to west, and they cover the Indian peninsula during the summer. So these factors affected the mechanism of monsoon. And on the land the pressure created low pressure, and the ocean they created high pressure, and the high pressure can go to the low pressure. So student, these are the factors, these are the mechanism of monsoon. And student, today your homework solution: what are the elements of weather and climate? Student, answer: temperature, atmospheric pressure, wind, humidity, and precipitation. Question number second: what is the variation of annual precipitation in India? The annual precipitation is over 400 centimeter in Meghalaya, and less than 10 centimeter in Ladakh and the eastern Rajasthan. And why the houses in Rajasthan have thick walls and flat roofs? Answer: the houses in Rajasthan have thick walls because in Rajasthan the weather is very hot and less rainfall, so the thick walls do not allow the heat to enter inside the house, and it absorbs heat and keeps the house cool. And the houses in Rajasthan have flat roofs, are easier to construct, and as there is not much rainfall, water will collect on the rooftops. So in the house of the Rajasthan have thick walls and flat roofs. Question number 4: name the coldest place in India, and the answer is Dras, and the temperature is minus 45 degrees Celsius in Jammu and Kashmir. And question number 5: why houses in Assam are built on stilt? Answer: because the houses in Assam are built on the stilt, as the stilt allows the free flow of water, and it also avoids wetness and danger from poisonous reptiles which can enter the house. And question 6, differentiate between climate and weather. You know, student, climate means it refers to the sum total of the weather condition and variation over a large area for a long period of time. And question number, and the weather is, it refers to the state of atmosphere over an area at any point of time. So this is a difference between climate and weather. And student, today your homework, do following question, revise chapter. First, why air temperature decrease from equator to polar? Second, how does altitude affect the climate of India? And third, what is the ITZ and what is its significance? And which force is responsible for the deflection of wind from its normal path? And question number 5, how does latitude affect the India's climate? So student, revise this chapter and all questions done in your fair notebook. Thank you.